Alrighty, thank you and welcome back from recess. I guess the first thing I'd like to do is verify that we have the most up-to-date numbers from our budget team. So when you're ready,
Go
we're ready.
team.
I do want to make a correction on that paper for the give backs. The sheriff, 129, the 20,000, that can go ahead and come off there.
Remove. You mean remove them?
Yep. And that changes the total county general give backs to 244,848.
What's the total one more time?
244,848.
Just above what
Yeah.
this is. Right.
And those are our only new numbers.
I like to hear.
Alrighty,
Nothing on this version of the Form 2 has changed.
No, not from the end of our last meeting.
what is that data?
918.
Would you get one of those 90?
I'm showing
Go ahead, Bill.
the year-end balance projected at 6,041,928.
Right. 6,041,000 what?
6,041,928. We were at 6,034,890, and we had prosecutor give back of $7,038.
I guess I want to make sure that your number matches up with our budget team number before we proceed. Can you calculate it that way though?
Yes, you can, but it's 6,141,000 because it was 134.
Or it was 134?
Yeah,
Okay, that's my mistake.
What was that? 6,141,000.
930.
Okay, we're good.
Everybody good with that? What do you mean?
We're not looking
I
at
put that number in the. Right?
it's saying
Yeah, 20. Yeah, he said that ending 2026, right?
Bill, what was it? So what are we saying that number is?
The 7,000 was a give back. It was an
What
addition.
is total
That
numbers?
6,141,000, is that the ending balance for 26?
Yes, the operating balance.
For the end of 26?
Yes.
Not what we started with. Right?
No.
That's where we were.
Need further clarifications on that?
We'll work
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess my question was going to be to the budget team, and it's also going to include the sheriff's department, the jail part of it. The article that Mr. Hughes sent out said that Delaware County still owed, was it 216 or 61?
216.
$216,000 that the state was going to finally make immediate payments on for back amounts due.
That's what the article said.
And I'm trying to find out if that number is included in revenue that you're already accounting for in our revenue form or not.
The monies that should still be coming in that are what It's already accounted for in our anticipated revenue for 2025.
Okay, so it should already be there. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Their immediate and our immediate probably different definitions, but I just wanted to clarify that.
Sheriff, have you seen that article?
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Sheriff, for that.
Does the ending balance of the 6,141,000, does that include the 500,000 that we are possibly going to reduce our operating balance to, or not?
Yes, it's based off of a $6 million operating balance. That's what we did all the calculations.
Thank you.
You got any clarifications?
They say.
Any new clarifications?
No, I mean, he's showing 141,930. They're showing 141,930 over the 6 million operating balance where goal is, correct?
Right.
We don't see that. We see 46,390, but that's something we can figure out later.
Close enough.
All right. The next thing is to open it up to council for other comments, ideas, suggestions that we don't feel like we have covered or made a determination on. Bill, did you have anything you wanted to have council discuss?
I do not.
Okay. Anything from that end of the table? Bill's down there by himself right now.
I'd move over, but I got too many things.
No? All right, open up for any elected officials or department heads that want to say anything before we would possibly approve this budget at our next meeting. All right, Tanya?
Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
I will.
Because 300,000 is what we have for the
Mm-hmm.
interest money right now.
Didn't know.
Make that
Yeah.
clarification
Okay.
so everybody is,
All right, so this has to do with the ARP interest of the amount of 300,000 that we were all discussing. And I currently have an email out to State Board of Accounts as far as just making sure what can and cannot be done with that. One thing that cannot be done with that, things are looking promising. I don't want to put it out there as if this is bad news. It's looking promising. However, the money will not be able to be directly transferred into the county general fund. It can be used, but it won't be used out of the county general fund. So I just wanted everyone to be aware with your calculations of how that's going to calculate, especially when the girls put in the final numbers, that it won't show in that county general. Okay.
So a couple things, right? So you're checking on whether or not that could be transferred to a different fund, i.e. rainy day, right?
I have an email out, yeah.
Okay. And then I guess the alternative to that is in lieu of spending it out of general, if there was an expense line, we could use it for, we could apply that 300K to something else.
No, it wouldn't be applied. It would just be, it would have to be expended out of the line that it sits in now.
Yeah,
Like directly
okay.
spend it out of that.
Okay. Like a purchase of some sort or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
We can pay off the voting machines.
Pay off the voting machines. Great point. So there's a chance that the final figure minus 300K
Right.
shows our balance being less, but
Correct.
knowing that that 300K is there, plus there is a opportunity that number is going to be higher potentially.
Hope so.
Okay. All right. So I mean, I'm comfortable with proceeding as we have it, if you all are too.
I am as well.
Okay.
Is that all you had, Tanya?
No, Ed was not able to make it back by now, so he asked that I give this proposal that he has came up with for our office as far as an increase goes, and it would be a total of 10,963, and that is a 2% increase on the salaries.
Something you passed out?
No, she's
Oh,
just
no.
saying.
No, and I should have made copies, and I'm sorry, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I do have this if you want me to make copies. That he has $9,224 gross pay, $706 FICA, $1,033 perf for a total of $10,963, and that's at 2%. And that only increases it to the internal base.
Internal base.
Yep,
what's that?
that's what his note said.
Should have been at the end of her face.
His note's wrong.
Okay,
The
or I
note-
could be reading it wrong.
The note was supposed to be that we were only increased to the internal base. So that's just an additional.
I see.
like,
That our office was
2%.
only increased to the internal base, so. Which equaled a 7% increase at that time, is
At
that?
the time, yes.
Okay. Would you like me to make copies or
Yeah,
pass
let
it
me,
around?
yeah, just let me see it.
Comments from council?
Scared it would open a can of worms.
Oh, absolutely. I believe it would.
I just don't see how we're gonna afford to continue to do this.
I mean, I think it's been said, and pass it on down that way everybody gets a chance to look at it, in previous meetings, that if there was a reduction in employees to cover this, that might be something that we would entertain. However, I'm not in favor of it at this moment.
Yeah. There's no way to keep sustaining, cutbacks and operating balance cuts to do this. Because, as we all know, I'm against the operating loans. Taxpayer money spent for interest is taxpayer money going to the bank instead of for the benefit of the county.
I think he just sees it as a lot have been raised to external mid, which was a larger percentage of an increase to begin with. And then also, if you take account for the fact that our benefits that was added to our budget this year equaled like $660,000 within our actual, budget page compared to last year, ours actually went down. Our budget overall went down based on if those numbers weren't there. So a lot of our increased amount, I guess you see in the numbers, is really due to those benefits being added in, not from our other expenses or salaries. And we did not what do I want to say, replace one of our employees in order to make room for that new position that you guys approved last year, in order to try and offset that. And the one we didn't replace was a higher paying position overall, including the longevities and longevity prorate, and et cetera, compared to the one we replaced it with. So I think that's where his head's at as far as accounting for what he's asking for.
I am, I mean, oh, go ahead.
I would say other thoughts from council, comments.
Well, I was
Go ahead, Matt.
trying to get to these numbers. I mean, I'm with everybody else. I feel for what Ed is trying to ask for. I totally, I don't discount it one bit. I do think it's a fair ask. I just, to your point, I think that precedent's already been set for now, and we just have to hold tight.
All right, any other department heads or elected officials? Council feel comfortable with what is now gonna be presented to us Tuesday?
Yes.
Do we, well, I guess we still have a chance to, prior to adoption of any tweaks that have to be corrected.
Yeah, if we
or
come up with something after the
corrections or
final
anything.
numbers, we can,
Okay.
We
we'll-
haven't come up with anything, but I do want to clarify that we aren't doing the $1,000 raise that was.
correct, that was not brought back up to the
Okay.
council and. Alrighty, then we will recess
I'd like to
until,
jump in. Mr.
All
Pruitt,
right, please
just
go
for-
ahead.
Just for a couple quick comments, if I could. When I got here, I was asked, and I think everybody knows that I'm not in favor of reducing our operating balance. And the comment was, "Are you glad this is going to be over?" And my comment back was, "It's kind of like watching a movie. I'm glad it's over, but I'm not real happy how it ended." And if I could also make a comment in regards to putting our dilemma here, maybe in different terms. If we had, if I had a client that came to me and I'm doing all the paperwork, this client has, hypothetically, has 500 different employees. And they all do various tasks, obviously, in a big company. For the last month and a half, 2 months, we've been talking about revenue and projections. And we finally decided that we needed to address this. So the owner comes and approaches me and says, "So what does it look like for next year, 2026? And I said, "Well, I've got some good news and some bad news. And the bad news is it looks like we're going to be maybe $650,000 short of our revenue." And the owner says, "Well, what's the good news?" And I said, "Well, I've got it all figured out. You and your wife or husband have a retirement plan. Pretty significant that you've been able to accumulate through your business. And the way I'm going to solve that shortfall for next year is I'm just going to go ahead and dip into that. We're just going to take maybe $500,000 out of that retirement plan. And that'll get us through next year." The owner says, "Well, is that going to cover it?" And I said, "Well, $500,000 may not cover it. We may be another 150,000 short. But you've got money in your retirement to cover that as well." Okay. "So have you made a projection for 2027? Yes, I have. And it looks like we're going to be another $1.5 million, $2 million short on revenue that year." And the owner says, "Well, how are you going to pay for that?" And I said, "Well, if we don't do anything more today than we've done in the past, the old saying is, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. So my recommendation is that if we're $2 million short in 2027, we just dip back into your retirement account and come up with another $2 million. Well, that doesn't sound good. Oh, yeah, by the way, I've had a meeting with the department heads, and seems like while we're on the subject, they all want raises." And the owner kind of looks at me, and guys are trying to figure things out. And so I think the essence of my conversation here is just that I think that's the road that looks to me like we're headed on. And I would exercise or ask the council to really be prudent of the fact that 2027 budget will be here, that we'll have to deal with next year, that not dealing with anything this year, I think, unfortunately, is just going to cause more problems next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Any further comments from council? Hearing none, we'll recess till Tuesday.